Welcome back to Adventure 82 Tech and Games. Now, the last time we were here, we were doing our part 1 of the island on WWE 2K25. So I promised you I'd come back after doing a little bit more of it off camera, and we'd have another look at it once I managed to kind of get to grips with storylines, etc. So let's get back into the game. Right, so yeah, let's get into this then. There has been an awful lot of issues since launch. There's Bob. So yeah, there's been a few issues since launch with the servers. They keep dropping off connection, which seems to be quite typical for the WWE games these days when they're new. Hopefully they'll fix it sooner rather than later. Who knows? I'm thinking after we've done this one, maybe we'll go on and we'll do another element of the game. But we'll talk about that when we're done playing. So from what I understand, or from what I found out, I've learnt some new things since I was playing off camera. So one of them is that there's various little stories going on around the island as it loads up here. The other thing I found is that if you want to get any of the actual merchandise from the shops, like I'm showing you here, so you've got like the Drippo reel there, or you want to go use the barbershop, do your hair or whatever. We discovered in the last one it costs VC. What I've discovered since then off camera is that the amount of VC you get versus the amount of time you spend in a match or get from a match is very, very, very little. So it would be a really long, I think, and tedious grind to be able to buy and unlock everything that you have to get through the island. Whether that means it'd be a long and tedious grind to watch it as a video, which is what I've been doing for these for you guys, I'm not sure. You guys will have to let me know that one. But what we shall do for now is we'll go to this storyline, continue the storyline I've been doing in a minute. It's basically all just kicked off. All it was, Austin Theory tried to sell me what he said was a broken vase. I didn't want it. So he challenged me to a match, and if I won I get the piece for free. So he's giving me the free piece. You had to go around, collect the other 3 pieces, and you found the vase was actually the Undertaker's urn. Now I've found all the pieces and I fixed it back together. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller now want me to fight them to give it back. Which we're going to do in a minute. So this is the bit I didn't find before, so I want to show you. It's just next to the temple. Now we didn't find this in the first video. It's called the Temple of the Ancients. So it's quite interesting. You'd imagine them saying that and you're thinking about like Roman Reigns and such, that it would actually be predominantly based on Roman Reigns, but it's not entirely. So you come in here, see, it's also to do with luchadors. So you've got a mask shop here if you want to buy masks. You have a rather cool statue there, look at that. And you have the actual Temple of the Ancients, which is this building here. And then you have a face paint shop on this side, and you also have outside, I believe it's that door, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, outside this one there's a it takes you through, and there's like a 619 shop as well, which is named after Rey Mysterio. But anyway, I digress. We need to get back to the storyline. So as I said, as it was left off camera, so I could share this guys with you, because I'm not sure what's going to happen now that it's the Undertaker's urn. I've got this match against Grayson and Austin, so let's see how this works, because it's meant to be a handicap match, as you've probably seen already if you're reading the top corner of the screen there. So let's see how this works out. these arenas, there's multiple different ones, they all look quite different, but I can't help but feel that this one, in some way, with like the neon lights and stuff, kind of reminds me of the kind of makeshift what you call it, kind of ring area they made, a nightclub one, on an old WWE game called In Your House, which they made, I think it's for Shawn Michaels. So you'll see there it pops up these match actions, which I wasn't quite sure what the point of them was in the first one, because normally that's like on the My Faction side, you'll get the match actions, and what they do is they increase how much MPF they do. Quite often actually what they do is they use them as another way of making sure that you have to do something else to kind of win the match, because you'll have to complete so many of them. But on these, all they seem to do is increase how much VC you get, and they don't increase it by a hell of a lot, if I'm honest. So, likewise, if you get a 5-star match or a 1-star match, as you can see the star rating up there in the top corner goes up depending on what moves and stuff you're doing, it makes very, very little difference, so it seems to. So, I'm not sure whether this mode is as good as it could / should be. I feel they could have done better, especially when it comes to like with storylines. The storylines, what they tend to do, or no, what they do is they put people up. There goes Austin, and go on, there he goes. Right, so look at that for a map, by the way, that's really quite cool. But yeah, as I was saying, I feel that they should have really at least bothered to put the people's voices in, rather than give you something like you'd expect from, say, like a DS or a Game Boy or something along those lines, whereby what happens is that you just kind of get the person who's talking lit up on screen and then a load of text. I mean, it's not like I mind reading, but if you're going to go out of your way to make this sound like the biggest thing and the best thing about the entire game, I feel that you should have probably put a bit more effort into it. That's just my opinion. Also, something else I've learned off camera is that the character you use for this is a whole new character you make compared to the character you make for the My Rise, which we'll do another video on separately. So they're also kind of forcing you into like making superstars. Now I know a lot of people do like the community creations and they enjoy that, and I have to say, I do download some of the community creations. I'm not a fan of making them. I just don't think I make very good wrestling characters. Which is why I tend not to. The best I ever do is maybe give like current wrestlers or wrestlers that are in-game, shall we say, other outfits that they used to wear, that kind of thing. Other than that, I don't really do it. But the community creations thing it's a very good thing to have, but I'd imagine if you're really into creating a wrestler, being forced to create an extra wrestler for something that expects you to just, on face value at least, seems to grind, is, well, at best taking the mick, I'd imagine, for most. Right, so Austin Theory, I need you to sod off, please. No, that's... Well, actually, maybe, yeah. I'll leave you stunned there and you can just watch your mate get pinned. Do that. That's okay. How wobbly is that? And then suddenly he's away. Right, so... yeah, he's called Bold. I went in and I found the clothes, some extra clothes for him. There are free clothes in here, which I found, because I thought all of them were paid for. There are some free ones. They're just kind of the standard clothes you get in the normal kind of creator wrestler. It's nothing overly special, but it's definitely much better than like the predetermined outfits they offer you when you were first making it, because if you saw the first video, the choice they give you is very, very few, and it's very stereotypical. I'd imagine that might be a bit of a sensitive issue depending on the person as well. See, here we go, looks at Austin Theory. You know what, on second thought you can keep that worthless piece of junk. In case you're wondering, the worthless piece of junk, which is Undertaker's vase, he broke into WWE's apparently warehouse and stole it. Come on Austin, we'll find you another vase and I'll help smash it into smithereens. It'll bespoke better than this dumb old one. Right, okay. So you can see it's not been a brilliant job with Grayson Waller's face. Now looking at this picture, you can see here that this is clearly and obviously the Undertaker's urn. How any moron can look at that and say and not know that they've stolen the Undertaker's urn, that's not indeed a vase, I'm not sure. But anyway, so we've got to say here, the chill is back and the pulse with it is stronger than ever, pulling you towards the Deadlands. Even though you found all the pieces, it's clear that whatever's guiding you still expects more. Right, so the Deadlands, if we go out of here, the Deadlands is... where is the Deadlands? The Deadlands is the Undertaker's bit. So, right, we'll leave. So we're going into the Undertaker's kind of little crypt church, if you remember. We found that in the first game. So I wonder what is going to happen next. I'm almost certain though this will have something to do, well, we are, but anyone would be certain this has got something to do with the Undertaker. Something I didn't notice actually when we did this the first time, when you look at the Undertaker's church thing, is that the Undertaker's church also, I noticed, has stained glass windows of Kane. So clearly both of them are going to be kind of strolling around in there. But yeah, I'm starting to get to the opinion of somebody spent some money. Look at him, he's got those bloody boots from the Seth Rollins shop. They cost a fortune. I'm going to guess that they do kind of expect you to pour real money into this to get any kind of progress. See there, look, see you got Paul Bearer and Kane in the windows. Didn't notice that the first time. That'll be my rather daft autism, make me pay attention to just the one thing, kind of tunnel vision. I apologise. So what's happening in here? I also find the load screens on this are incredibly long actually, whilst we're sat here waiting for that. Go toward the Deadlands and investigate what's been calling you. So the Deadlands, we found out last time, was this door here. So they want us to go through here. So is this it? Right, where do they want us to go? There is a clue in the cemetery outside. Oh, so we need to go back out. Right, so I've not seen the cemetery yet. So we've got to go to the cemetery, have we? So it should be, where's the cemetery? These little round things, by the way, this must be the cemetery. These little round things, they're dotted around with the clothes rotating. They're called My Booth. They're the ones with the free clothes in. If you do want to dress your the Paul Bearer statue. If you do want to dress your clothes and dress your guys up and not spend a fortune on the clothes with VC, you can do that at least. Oh, it's a Rhea Ripley shop. So where's this? Is it in here? I've not actually gone looking for the... Yeah, look at this. Is this? We're back in the Temple of the Ancients. So So what are we actually looking for then? 'Cause it said graveyard. This looks more like a graveyard than the other bits. No, I don't want to enter my booth. What are we meant to be doing? This is interesting. Present the... Oh, okay, just getting the pallbearer. Step back, the pieces wish to reassemble. Okay. Okay, so now Paul's holding the urn. You know what this is? What this means, but the energy being released. Oh, wow. Pallbearer, the ghost of Pallbearer. Thank you for finding the P.T. Undertaker's precious urn. I can't believe it fell into possession of that scared boy Austin Theory, only to have it tumble from his hands as he jumped at the sight of his own shadow in the dark. How did the urn break? Mystical objects are more fragile than you think, but also more powerful. Normally indestructible. I don't think the urn wished to be in his keeping, so it may have taken precautions, so it allowed itself to be broken. But it seems that bringing the pieces of the urn back together brought me back as well. Still dead, but back. I see you're not familiar with the power of artifacts, though the urn never housed my body in death. I formed a powerful connection to it in life. Right, okay. In a way it holds my memories and the memories of that which has been seen, experienced. I can sense the power of many deadly artifacts hidden not far away here on this island. Perhaps I can help you locate more of them should you help me finish repairing my Undertaker's urn. Cracks still deface its surface, but first I'd like to thank you for calling me back to this mortal coil and show you some power that this artifact holds. I believe I still have the ability to summon a friend for a true honour of a match. Who? Who would that be? It would be... Oh God, it's the Undertaker.
I knew the island was different, but wow. You're acting like you never saw a dead man.
Right, so now we've got to fight the Undertaker. I'm not sure how having a match with the Undertaker is what you would class as a thank you gift for retrieving his pieces of urn from Austin Theory. Yeah, okay, whatever. This should be interesting. So we've got to get through this now. So it sounds like he wants us to go and find other objects. Once you've done with this, I'm guessing this will be harder than most regular matches, because normally when the Undertaker appears and stuff like this, he generally is harder to beat in the first place. But we'll see. So now we've got Ghost Pallbearer anyway to contend with.
Undertaker has such agility for a man his size. Yeah, but as agile as Taker is, when you're in the ring with the big man, speed. If
you're new to Adventure 18 Tekken games, which you may well be, we've done a previous video on WWE 2K25. I've done a couple of videos on upgrading my PC. They're a bit rough on the edges because I'm not kind of used to this type of filming. So I'm used to filming kind of outside. So I'm kind of learning as I go along. So this should be a good improvement on this one to the first 2K25 video. There will also be 50 videos and stuff on here as well. I've got a couple of retro computers I need to sort out, as well as following some other games. There's some other ones I have an idea I might do some for. So I could do some Tekken 8 maybe, although it's been out a while now. I don't know if that's something people would be interested in. Thinking of doing one for the some of maybe the simulator games. We'll see. Right, so we've got to trade blows with Undertaker here. Look at this. Who's going to win? Now the Undertaker's known as the best puncher in the game, isn't he? So can I out-punch the Undertaker? Oh, it's going backwards and forwards. Oh, no, he's still not done. Can we get it? No. Oh. No. Look at it again. No. Wow, this is quite cool. I like this. Not done this bit before. Wow. That's quite a nice thing. I like that concept.
We've arrived at the final time. The big directly into the cover. The damage is done.
Told you it'd be more awkward. I told you he'd be more awkward to beat. Oh, there we go. Bye bye. Right, so let's see if a finisher can, well, finish him off. Because we don't know, do we? Oh. I figure this is probably the only real half-decent finishing move I know that isn't the current wrestler, so... Oh, dear God.
I don't know, but I think it just blew the roof off this arena. How draining.
Why won't you stay on the floor? Damn it. This is the frustration every person who's fought the Undertaker ever has, I'm sure. Come on, up you get. Rise, dead man. Wow. Walk on. Can we make him tap, maybe? What do you reckon? Can we make him tap? Let's see. Oh, this is that submission thing I was telling you about. See, it's kind of blue. I have to keep the red in the blue and then fill this circle in the middle with the red, and then I'm not 100% good at it yet. As you can see, I'm used to the old version of this with the analog stick, so my brain keeps switching me back to using the analog stick for this, and it's not working. He's gonna get out. Oh no. Oh, maybe not. Oh, can I make him tap? Come on. Come on. Tap. Tap, you bugger. Tap. No, don't run away. Tap. No. Damn it. Wow. Okay, that could cause some tension. Can we do it this time? No, he's counted. No.
Reversal after reversal. These two have counters for
days. Doesn't stay on the floor. Oh, will that one work? Please, let that one work. Come on.
Is this the end? There's two.
Oh, for the love of all that's holy. Oh. Right. Why won't you stay? Well, we know why you won't stay down, don't we? It's because you're the blooming Undertaker. Right. Ouch. Probably. I'm guessing. This is the interesting thing I found with this one, is that your stamina is directly linked to this. So if you don't have a lot of stamina, you will actually just drop it straight off the bat, and then your opponent can get like the upper hand over you if you're not careful.
Up the rope he goes. From the top.
Oh, flying elbow, there we go. Now, surely to God, 2 signatures and 2 finishes should finish off the dead man. Is that going to work? Come on. Come on. Yes. Right, so we did it after all that.
Perhaps worth it now.
Nice one. So what about? See, you know what I mean? Look, pitiful. It's like just 150 VC, and compared to how much people you want to pay for, they want you to pay for stuff. It's not. It's not really good enough. If it didn't have the storylines, it would have no saving grace at all. But then the storylines themselves, as I mentioned previously, have their own issues because you have to read everything. And with a game of this caliber, you would expect them to at least put voices in. But never mind. Who the hell is this guy? Wow. The ghost of Paul Bearer would like to chat, see what he wants. What the hell happened to his face? Right, okay. So, which way are we going? This is the problem. When you come out, you're never sure quite which way you're facing. That bit is disorientating slightly. So, we're going to go this way. Let's see what happens here. Interesting match with Undertaker there, wasn't it? I said he'd be a bugger. So, I'm guessing now what Paul Bearer is going to want us to do is maybe tell us how he can help us find these other ancient artifacts, I'm guessing, which maybe will relink to maybe the bloodline or such. Because the whole emphasis for this is the bloodline after all. So let's have a look. Have you come to help? Repair the end. Why should I help you? Well, he wants to repair the end, so let's say repair the end. Yes, thank you for putting it back together, but as long as it's cracked, its power still is diminished. Right, okay. I used the end to call a memory of the Undertaker before. When you defeated that memory, I felt some of the end's power return. If you're brave enough, face him once more, but be advised it might be a different Taker who appears to challenge you. Right, so we've got to go against Undertaker again, but a different version. Interesting. Who's it this time? So we've got... Oh, so this is badass Undertaker. Like big evil style Undertaker.
When the Undertaker shows up.
So is he going to be just as stubborn as the other one, or is he going to be less?
I think Taker is the supernatural force, though maybe you're onto something.
See, now, I know this is going to be controversial, but my favourite version of the Undertaker always was like American badass, big evil biker Undertaker. I know a lot of people out there will disagree with me. But I felt that was his best one, and by far and away, when he mixed the two characters together in that Boneyard match he had with AJ Styles, he did that superbly well. He managed to get just enough of the kind of badass character with the classic kind of Undertaker character mixed into the two. It was done so well. Full credit to AJ Styles too, because obviously he had to help sell that. So yeah, definitely the Undertaker like this was my favourite version by far.
I can't imagine how intimidating.
Likewise, I always preferred the original Stone Cold to the Stone Cold kind of early 2000s. But other than that, that was around at the time, wasn't it? Stone Cold disappeared on us anyway. And he kind of went off and had his own kind of issues.
Amazing. He is not letting Undertaker's intimidation affect him.
I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can. Dog snoring. So jeez. I'm sat on the sofa. And yeah, the dog decides to go to sleep, so she's snoring.
What an onslaught.
But
Sent flying. There's a lot of
let me know what your favourite version of Undertaker was actually in the comments. It'd be interesting to know. It's like whilst a lot of people say that like the Razor Ramon character is better than the Scott Hall character in WCW. But again, it's kind of horses for courses because different people, different opinion. I suppose it depends what era as well you got into wrestling. Maybe. So, I wonder if we're going to end up having to fight Kane at some point actually as I'm saying this. Because we saw those pictures of Kane on there as well. So I wonder if Kane's going to have something to do with this storyline. I do find it's quite difficult on this one to do Irish Whip, not like difficult as in like the button combination, but the PS5 controller, because I'm playing this on PS5, seems to be incredibly sensitive to the hold or not hold gimmick that they're using for like to define between a normal Irish whip and a hammer throw, which is a bit annoying. You can't knock me over. Interesting. Wow. So the Undertaker's immortal, but you can't knock me over. That's interesting. So is it going to take more than one finisher to beat the Undertaker this time, do you think, or will he actually just stay down?
Is insane.
Because he was reasonably stubborn the last time, wasn't he?
Undertaker counters.
Oh, what's happening here? Wow, this is normally the other way around.
Forearm.
It's normally the other way around with that one. Jeez. Right, let's see if we can hit him. No, he countered it. No. Oh no. No, see, this is the pin bar I was telling you about. And the first one's really quite odd. Oh, can we get him instead of a sneaky big one? One. No. Ah, I got it. One. Counter again. One.
No time to waste.
Ah, boot to the face. Oh. Ah. Okay, maybe my character shouldn't have been so cocky before when he's being punched in the face. I have a sneaking suspicion, if we're not careful, there's going to be... Ah, no! What happened there? I'm not sure who got the worst of that one. I think I kind of kicked him in the arm. Oh, there we go. There we go. Can we go, 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 go? Is he going to stay on the floor for us? Is he? Come on. Come on. No! Oh my god. Why are you so annoying? There we go. Gone. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So actually slightly easier to beat that version of the Undertaker. Interesting. So I take it we've got to go back to see Paul Bearer again now. For what? I'm not entirely sure. There can't possibly be a third match with the Undertaker. There's not enough versions of the Undertaker. I just don't see what the point would be. But then I don't have to. I didn't make the game. Let me know what your opinions are on the game. And what you think as well, because that would be interesting to know. Be very good to hear what other people think. Also, in the comments, let me know if there's a specific mode or something else that you'd like to see me play or whatever on the channel, and I'll see what I can do to sort that out for you. But right, so for now we're going to go back to Paul Bearer. What's he going to say this time? One more match against the Undertaker and we may accomplish our goal. Do you sense the change in the urn? Well, I'm going to say yes, just because I don't want to sound stupid. Thus, because with each invocation of the past and victory over it, the power of the artifact becomes stronger. That will be how you harness it and how we repair it to full strength. Okay, now suddenly Shawn Michaels has turned up. Is this guy for real? I'm Paul Bearer, and just because I'm dead now, I talk like a stuffy library book. Were you always this full of crap when you were alive, Paul? I do not care for this man, nor is he supposed to be here. Shawn looks younger. That's a good point. He does, doesn't he? Where's he? I look as sexy as ever. Thank you very much. Okay. Sometimes the side effect of dealing with these powerful artifacts, they can also possess the memories of others. Looks like this other has a past memory of Shawn Michaels snuck through. I'm not sneaking anywhere. I've done my homework and I'm telling you what's going to go down next. I know a thing or two about memorable matches against The Undertaker. Well, he has a point there, he does. and I've got more than one score to settle. Another fight with Undertaker should be mine. You want it? You'll have to go through me. Okay. Right, so now we've got to fight Shawn Michaels for the right to fight The Undertaker for a third time. This is a very twisty-turny storyline. I'm not sure I fully understand, though, the concept of how beating The Undertaker makes his urn stronger.
Is it just me, or does Shawn Michaels look spectacularly full of hair tonight?
Limber, too. Full of energy, great complexion.
But
I think we're dealing with something beyond the realm of normal comprehension here, and I don't want anyone to get
you can see what I mean
here
now, because we're quite, quite a few matches into this storyline. So we've done Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, and then we've done Undertaker twice now, and now against Shawn Michaels. You can see what I mean by the storylines are reasonably interesting, but it is a bit of a grind. It does concern me that if I was to play this all the way through to the end, that it would bore you guys. So yeah, let me know whether you want to see some more of the island or not.
Oh, this here is vintage.
But for now, let's see where this story takes us. Because I do want to at least find out what happens with The Undertaker.
Continuous counters. These superstars.
And this Shawn Michaels trying to springboard elbow the air. That's an interesting concept.
Oh man, check out this power!
How many times has Shawn Michaels in his career found himself on the wrong end of power like that? Like every time he's gone against like Kevin Nash, Undertaker, he was one of the few small men really, wasn't he, in the 90s, to be fair. Most of them were big chunky guys, and Shawn Michaels was quite tiny compared to the rest of them. Not like Sean Waltman tiny, but still quite small. So,
yeah, but Michaels might just be waiting for an opportune time for a match.
Right, so I'm assuming Shawn should be substantially less difficult to beat than the Undertakers we've been against previously.
Someone whose in-ring reputation precedes
this is where you have to adopt a win-at-all-costs attitude.
I would imagine,
because the chances
anyway.
of out-wrestling Shawn Michaels are always slim. And it's not like HBK hasn't cut
And then,
corners himself to get where he is in this business.
hang on, he counted that. One. There we go, Kobe. Go on. No!
trying to steal one here.
Oh my God! I'm back in. Stop!
He breaks the count quickly.
Strong kick out, but you have to wonder if he can keep it.
He gets out of the way. Punishing their opponent. Loving blows.
So that was an intense few seconds there. Jesus. That came out of nowhere.
To beat HBK down and get the W.
A lot of people on the floor, probably not.
I put him away right now.
I'm guessing no.
And he fights it off.
There's some shock in the arena.
Right, so it was at this point my camera died. I paused it, put the camera back on, continued with the match where you see the break in the match. But for whatever reason, the microphone did not come back on with the camera. So what I ended up with was 15 minutes of completely soundless, as far as my voice is concerned, footage for you guys. So we're now going to watch the video, the last 15 minutes anyway, together. Right, so now I still don't quite understand this whole concept of this storyline, if I'm honest. Like beating the Undertaker to fix the urn, supposedly heals the cracks in the urn. You would have thought strengthening the Undertaker would strengthen the urn, not defeating him, but whatever. So anyway, and then you randomly have then Shawn turn up, because Shawn Michaels and Undertaker's matches are, without question, some of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. That said, I'm not quite sure. I'm still trying to piece together exactly how this storyline works. So Anyway, back to this. So we've got Sean there. These, I like this mechanic. This whole mechanic of like the punch off. I like these. You probably saw I was quite enjoying the one I was doing with the Undertaker, even though I lost. I'm not the best WWE 2K25 gamer. Never will be. I played these games, whatever they may be, for the sake of playing them. I don't do this whole get good thing. I play them because I enjoy playing them, and it's as simple as that. And I think, to be honest, to get the full value out of the game, that's the way you should play it. There's going to have people who want to collect everything on trophies. There we go, look, Big Bad Bob wins. And before you ask, yes, that is actually his name. If he had a ring if they had announced his name is actually Big Bad Bob. I was toying with the idea of calling him Triple B, but no, didn't do that. So, right, so this is the other thing. We've now got to go and talk to Paul again, because if you remember from in the beginning of the video, the reason for fighting Sean was to go and fight was for the right to fight the Undertaker a third time, because of course the only thing better than being beaten up by the Undertaker twice is to be beaten up by the Undertaker thrice. So that's what we're about to go and do now. So this conversation here with Paul for this video is the last one I had. So the next match I think was the last one I did, we'll see. I sense that you dispatched the memory of Shawn Michaels. My apologies for not running a better interference. Okay. Surprisingly self-aware for memory though. And if the urn is pulling past opponents towards us, well, then we must be close. One more match and I shall have my precious urn back at full power. We shall make it a statement to mark the urn's return with the last version of The Undertaker I saw in the flesh. And a special match for him, perhaps it will be a special match for you as well, Hell in a Cell. It was a special match, this match. I have many memories of Hell in a Cell matches throughout watching WWE since I first became a fan. From the very first one with The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels all the way through to the infamous Mick Foley Hell in a Cells. But Mick did some interesting ones, not only with Undertaker but with Triple H as well. So there's been some very good Hell in a Cell matches. I always found it quite interesting though that the first Hell in a Cell match was a case of The Undertaker and Shawn only managed to actually see the cell like a few days, if I think not the same day possibly, as the actual match was due to be done. It's the first time they'd actually clapped eyes on it, and when they went and they had a look at it to finalise what they were going to do in their match, because this is back in the day, in the late 90s, a lot of their wrestling they did on what the class is the fly, so it wasn't all completely planned out the same as it is now. Some wrestlers work like that, but not all of them. And Undertaker and Shawn did a lot of their stuff on the fly. And Shawn Michaels took one look at the Hell in a Cell and went, "Ooh, can we do something off the top?" I remember him saying that exactly like that when someone was asking about it. And yeah, it was one of a few crazy ideas that Vince had going on back then. This is the other thing, just as this is popping up. You get these little pop-ups about ringside combat. Now they pop up in each mode when you come across each type of like kind of match, each match type. Duh. So the thing is, that's popped up there, but if I do like a Hell in a Cell match, say in like just standard kind of play mode, like you would do like maybe with one of your mates or something if you're around your house, or on your own, that kind of thing. That'll pop up again. The only time so you're going to see those pop-ups at least twice. Now I know why they're there. They're there for new players like this to give them information, because not everything is told to you in the tutorial, and also not everybody wants to play a tutorial, which is fine, because on the whole the games generally haven't changed. There's been some additions this year, but like the chain wrestling, for instance, which has been added this year, I've done a fair amount on my faction. I enjoy the collection element of it, so the grindy bit doesn't really affect me in that. But I've done a fair amount of time in my faction. I've done a fair amount of time doing this with you guys, including the off-screen time, off-camera time on this. I've probably done about 3 or 4 hours all in all, and I don't think I've done a lot more than that for my faction. And the chain wrestling, which they made a big deal about post-launch, there isn't, that hasn't been triggered for fighting against a computer once, because the way it's triggered, it seems, when I did the tutorial to find out, and from what I can figure out, is if you both grapple at the same time. Now the likelihood of you randomly deciding to grapple at exactly the same time the computer's going to grapple is very, very slight, is very, very unlikely, which means, unless I'm missing something, if there is another way of initiating chain grapple, then feel free to tell me in the comments, that you're very unlikely to end up using the chain grappling mechanic, which is a shame, because it is a very good mechanic. I've always liked the chain wrestling mechanic. The kind of wrestlers that were able to do that, you know, like Kurt Angle's, and Bret Hart's. Owen Hart could actually do it, he didn't do it so often. Stone Cold did an excellent match with Bret Hart where he did actual wrestling. And the chain wrestling that those guys can do, where they switch from one hold round to the next, counter after counter, taking each other down and then countering that into a submission move or whatever. I've always found that quite interesting, the way that there's always a counter to the counter, to the counter's counter, and so on. Which in essence I suppose feeds into why these games are so difficult to make. But it's a nice mechanic to have, it's just a shame it's so hard to trigger. Undertaker here, for instance, this as well, it's like there's so many moves now that don't. He's got pretty much a standard moveset. I've been in and I've fiddled with like the finisher and the signature, but as I mentioned earlier on in the game, I'm not a big Creator Wrestler fan, so for the most part, this is kind of a preset move list. And for a big guy who's got a preset move list, you would imagine that you would have a fair amount of like slams, lift up and kind of drop kind of power moves. And he doesn't have that many. Most of them revolve around the whole kind of I can smack you in the stomach and knock you down with one punch kind of thing, or like the back breakers and such. So he actually doesn't have that many moves to use by his finisher and his signature to actually break through the Hell in the Cell. So some of the moves that used to trigger the cell to bend, which you can understand, like for instance like a backbreaker may well trigger the cell to bend and give way, because you know you're putting all that person's weight on the one leg, and that one leg is then coming crushing down onto that particular cell area. That is not beyond the terms of reasonable conclusion or probability that may well force some of the chain link to come away from the metal or whatever. These days I know it's like fitted indoors and such, but it wasn't back when the original ones were made. So this is the other thing I found, is that the only way that you can throw the guys off now, or at least on this one, it might just be because it's in this weird Deadlands arena, is to lift them up and throw them over the edge, which I didn't have the stamina for. because the Undertaker's being a right menace in this one. This is the strongest version of the Undertaker in the game. I was quite keen to put him through the cell, which is why I'm faffing around so much and being mauled, because I'm determined I'm going to get him through the cell. I just have no idea how I'm going to do it, and the Undertaker's adamant he ain't going through no cell. So it's kind of a battle of will between me and the processing unit, the PS5 or the Undertaker, whichever way you want to look at it. So yeah, I think that maybe if I'd have actually just got out of my way to just win, however, we'll see that I eventually found a slam move here, then I got him through. I may have ruined my chance of beating the Undertaker by being so adamant I had to put him through the roof of the cell. I think we've all done that at one point, like you really want to do a specific thing in a match and then you focus solely on doing that in the match, and then you come a cropper because you were so focused on doing that one thing. Now, you can see here, I kind of bit off more than I can chew, as I said. I got Tombstone. I've just been dropped on my head. To be fair, look, I kicked out of a Tombstone, okay? Not many people can kick out of a Tombstone. That makes me already, like, the toughest opponent the Undertaker's ever been. Never mind Shawn Michaels, or Coco Beware, or Hulk Hogan, not even Kane. That makes me tougher than all of them. Okay? They didn't have to try and hit a little red bar. So, yeah, and that was where I kind of called it a day for there. Because I didn't want, I'm always quite conscious of doing this for too long. And maybe boring you guys, or playing the game for too long, because I know if a gaming video goes on for too long, it's very easy to lose interest and just not be bothered with the content of what the person's showing you. So anyway, that was the second part of the island. If you do want me to do a third part, because I said I'm not sure and I don't want to be boring you guys, let me know. I may well do a third one anyway, just so people can see the conclusion of the Undertaker storyline. I might do another one storyline on it, just to give people just one last kind of feel for it. But I think that may well be a couple of weeks down the line, part 3, because I really want to film and do a run with my showcase for you, because I do think it's probably one of the best 2K showcases that they've done on a wrestling game for a while. Last year's was not a good one. It skipped and jumped around WrestleManias way too much. The other main takeaway from 2K25, just before we part ways, I would say, is that if you're not a massive fan of the introduction last year of the whole persona card thing in my factions to unlock certain wrestlers, and you're one of these people who likes to unlock every single wrestler, you may have an issue, because I've implemented that again this year, and the cards, from what I've played of my faction anyway, seem to be even more random. I've already had packs of cards where, like, all 4, either 4 out of the 5 or all 5 cards have been ones I've already had. That's the downside. It is a massive downside to my faction. You probably wouldn't mind paying for my faction cards so much if you felt you were getting a fair deal. But I don't think most people are under the impression you're just not. Anyway, we can talk more about that in a separate video, but for now, I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to leave you enjoy the rest of your week. Whatever it is you get up to, have a lovely time. And take care of yourself. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.